Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Eternia Archives weekly podcast, where we discuss current and historical gaming topics that are of interest to us and our followers on social media. If you like our content, consider hitting that thumbs up icon, subscribing to our channels, following us on Twitter at Eternia Archives, and joining our Discord server with the invite link in the video's description. With that out of the way, I am Callie from Callie Chronicles. You can find me on Twitter at Callie_Zath. Hey, Nashi.
What's up, everyone? I drink a lot of Monster. I'm Ayanashi. You can find me on everything with Ayanashi. Lately, it's been a lot of pickup videos for me. I have been hitting out those pawn shops and thrift stores hardcore. I got like over 200 movies that I need to list, about 80 games, and just a lot of that right now. I'm just really busy, and I'm going to get a full kitchen remodel soon. Go ahead, Rad.
Hey, how's it going, guys? So you can find me as Rad Console Gaming on Instagram and Facebook, and as Console Rad on Twitter. I do gaming stuff like Let's Plays, rankings, reviews, everything. So yeah, feel free to join the community.
And I don't know who let this clown on the show, but I'm the real Ayanashi, and I like Monster more. It's not showing up. There it is.
Yeah.
No, I'm the Laninator on YouTube and on Twitter at TLaninator. I do videos on JRPGs. So this week for our topics, we are going to announce the winner of this week's giveaway. Then we're going to be going into our top 5 PS2 games. So every week we've been going through each console. We started out in the NES. We did the SNES. Last week we did the PS1. So this week is the PS2. And these are not just RPGs, even though we're all RPG fans. This is any game can make the list. So next we are going to be giving our thoughts on the 2 big gaming news items that we have this week. We had that Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, and then we had Gamescom. So we're going to just have a open discussion about that. And next we're going to be talking about our gaming guilty pleasures. So that should be interesting. And then we will end with the usual what have we been playing throughout the course of this week, and we'll save a little bit of time at the end for our live Q&A session. So be sure to start putting in your questions about the time that we get to the what have we been playing section. So with that out of the way, Ayanashi, who is our winner this week?
I'm the winner. Oh, you mean for this copy of Crisis Core?
Yeah, the contest, Zane. Come on.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Advent Children?
Nice.
And as a bonus, I found this yesterday. Final Fantasy Spirits Within Blu-ray. So whoever wins gets all 3 of these amazing things. Ooh, who wants to win? So let me pull up the page.
I feel like we need a drum roll sound effect for this.
And the winner is a Juan. Juan, you know who you are, Juan.
Let's go.
I remember.
Yeah.
I see you in
Nice.
chat right now. So Juan is actually, yeah. Oh wait, his name is Juan. So you won. Congratulations, bud. You get all 3 of these in the mail. I still have your address. So yeah, congratulations, bud.
Very cool.
That's
For the
awesome.
next- Yes. We get one of our viewers that's actually here all the time. One of our big supporters gets it. So our next giveaway, we are going to be doing digital only. We have a copy of Plague's Tale currently up, correct?
Yep,
Callie?
A Plague Tale Innocence that was donated by Kiss. And then I
Yep.
believe we're also going to do Carrion on Switch, which was donated by Hope as well. So we'll get that second one set up. I just haven't had time yet today to get that done. But we will have 2 digital games that we'll be giving away this week. So please go enter. Again, the Plague Tale Innocence. It's for Steam. It's already live. You can go enter that contest right now.
Thank you, Keith, and thank you, Hope, also known as Breath of the Wild.
Yep,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
big thanks to you guys for
Wait.
donating.
Wait, hold on. Breath of the Wild is Hope Send?
Yeah.
Hope Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mind blown. I had no clue that was the same person.
It
Yeah.
is.
Wow. Okay.
For a long time, I didn't know that Nick was Heat Haze either.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't either, actually.
I
That was news
realized
to
that
me.
later too. And that's why I told him, like, hey, can you, like,
Put your
Find
name or
it,
something on
you
it
know?
so I
Yeah,
know who you are.
do the thing. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah,
Thanks, Hope.
Yeah, like
Thanks,
Einachi
Kiss.
said, thank you guys for the donations. We appreciate it, and congrats to Juan for winning this week.
Yeah.
All right, so transitioning into our first topic, top 5 PS2 games. I think I am not alone in that this was a very difficult one because
Oh,
the
crap.
PS2
Yeah.
has a ton of great games on it. Who wants to go first? Rad, do you want to go first tonight?
You want me to go first? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. So, number 5. So, first of all, this was so tough. The PS2 is one of my favorite consoles. Has so many games that I love, and it pains me to leave some of them out of this list, but I'll stick to the rules and pick 5. So, my number 5 is a game that, in my opinion, is very, very underrated, especially on its franchise. It's a game that I will dare say not many people know about unless you're a fan of that franchise. And it is 6, the Arc of Napishtim. It is a very good game, in my opinion. Action. If you don't know about the E series, it is an action RPG series dating back I think the 1980s, right? So this had you guys played this game?
I have not.
Yeah, you basically are this. The main character is Alo Kristen, and you just take in an adventure, and it's hack and slash. It's very similar to most of the recent entries. Like I would say, like it's 7 or even Lacrimosa of Dana. But not many people talk about this game. It only has one flaw, in my opinion, which is what makes that game not a masterpiece, in my opinion, but a very good game still. And it is that you don't have like a way to travel between like towns and stuff. And at the end of the game, that could get a little bit difficult to, if you don't beat a boss and you have to grind, you have to go all the way down and then all the way up again when you're, strong enough. But other than that, this is a fantastic game.
I played the PSP one. I have not played the PS2 version of it.
I
There's
think
a big difference between them.
I don't think so. I think they're pretty similar, and the PC version as well. There's a PC version of this game. So yeah, that will be my number 5. It's 6.
Awesome.
So my number 4 is not an RPG. But it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. And it is, in my opinion, the best game in this franchise. And that is Gran Turismo 4. A game that, if you're a driving simulator fan, this was Gran Turismo at its peak, in my opinion. Like almost 1,000 cars to use. For being a PS2 game, you can play this in 1080i with a component cable. Surprisingly, one of the few games you can do that. Such a fantastic game, and I have a lot of nostalgia for this game and for Gran Turismo 3 as well. But I think Gran Turismo 4 took everything that Gran Turismo 3 did well and improved upon it. Gran Turismo 3 is my number 3. I'm number 4. I mean, Gran Turismo 4 is my number 4. My number 3, it's a game that most people know about. Fantastic game. Dragon Quest 8.
Yes.
Journey of the Curse King. Many people's favorite game, probably. It's one of the best in the Dragon Quest franchise, in my opinion. In my case, it could go either way to this or 11. 5 is good as well, but this game is so charming. It looks so good. A traditional turn-based RPG. They did a remaster or a remake for the 3DS, right? That adds more content and more playable characters. It's probably the way to go is the 3DS version. But the PS2 version looks amazing still to this day.
Best thing about the 3DS version is there's no random encounters. It's
right. Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Dragon Quest 8 is my number 3 in my list.
Good game.
So my number 2 is one of my favorite series of all time. It's one of my favorite games as well. It's a series that unfortunately is dead at the moment, but hopefully we'll get some of it back with a certain Kickstarter.
I know what it is.
So Suikoden 5.
Nice.
The thing about Suikoden is that you have so many different. It's just a very particular, battle system. You have like turn-based sometimes. You have duels sometimes. You have strategy RPG sometimes. And the conflicts that happen in these games are just so. Sometimes you don't see them coming. The plot twists are so good. It's all about friendship and betrayal in these games. And it feels very real because all the conflicts are, usually armies and cities. It's not. They don't throw you like fantasy stuff here, or like science fiction stuff. I mean, you get a lot of replay value. You get to collect like 108 different characters. And I mean, if you want to play this 2 or 3 times, you can do it in so many ways. So yeah, Suikoden 5 is my number 2. And my number 1 pick, I actually don't own the PS2 version of the game, but I do own that game for other consoles like PS3 and PS4. My number 1 pick is Kingdom Hearts 2. That's my favorite game on the PlayStation 2. I actually have more nostalgia for Kingdom Hearts 1 than 2, but objectively, Kingdom Hearts 2 just got everything that Kingdom Hearts 1 was and make it better combat, better story. It's so fast paced. I just have so much nostalgia for that game, and for some people, Kingdom Hearts is the Disney stuff of Kingdom Hearts is a turn off for some people. But in my case, I was fascinated by how they mixed Disney with Final Fantasy characters. So yeah, I played that game to death, and I still play to this day. And yeah, one of my favorite franchises of all time. So yeah, that will be my list.
Awesome. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, but I really did like Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot. and a certain boss at the end really kicked my ass.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but yeah, no, it's a game that it could be really easy at some points, and then they throw you these difficult bosses, and
There's a
of
huge
course
spike.
yeah, no, it's very 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 up. The difficulty spikes are there for sure, and if you want a challenge, you always have like optional bosses and stuff that are gonna kick your ass for a while until you figure them out.
Sure. Did you beat Sephiroth?
I have. You actually. So Sephiroth is a recurrent optional boss in the Kingdom Hearts series, in 1 and 2, and it didn't appear in 3. He didn't appear in 3, but yeah, it is not as bad. It is not as difficult in 2 because the arena you battle against him is big. In Kingdom Hearts 1, you actually have to fight Sephiroth in a small circle, basically, and he's so powerful that it's really difficult to dodge, But in Kingdom Hearts 2, he's actually not the most difficult boss. There is a specific optional boss that to this day it is really difficult, has so many health bars. I don't even know how many he has. Yeah.
Cool, man. I guess I'll go next. So my number 5, you guys might not agree, but my number 5 is Final Fantasy X. I see its flaws. I'm not the biggest fan of Titus. I think he's probably my least favorite thing in Kingdom Hearts 10, but I still love or not Kingdom Hearts 10, Final Fantasy 10. But he's I love the battle system. I love the sphere grid system in Final Fantasy X, and I love the story. I love the way that it's sort of a sacrificial story, and I loved all the different characters in the game. Yeah, it was great. So yeah, Final Fantasy X for number 5, and for number 4, a non-RPG. Need for Speed Most Wanted. I was super into racing games during the PS2 era, and I remember when I played Need for Speed Most Wanted for the first time. It was the first time I played a racing game that was open world, and you go around and just get into trouble with the cops, and they'll start chasing you. And if you get busted, you have to pay a bunch of money and stuff. I loved the number of cars, and the customization of the cars at the time was just like blowing my mind. So yeah, I really loved. I loved both Need for Speed Most Wanted and Need for Speed Carbon, but I gotta say that I liked Most Wanted a little bit better, just because it was kind of that first introduction to me for an open world racing game. So
I did enjoy Most Wanted. Most Wanted was a good Need for Speed.
Yeah,
agreed. I enjoyed it more than Gran Turismo.
I enjoy that too as well.
Yeah,
I just don't like realistic stuff.
I would love a remaster of Need for Speed Most Wanted and Need for Speed Carbon, because in my opinion they're the best Need for Speed games. So my number 3, I don't own a copy of it, but my number 3 is Jak 2. So I never owned the Jak and Daxter games as a kid. I borrowed them from a friend, and he let me beat all of them. And out of all of them, I gotta say my favorite was Jak 2, because Jak and Daxter, the first game, is more of a platformer game, and I thought it was great. I beat it, but then when I got to Jak 2, and it was like an open world shooter, it like completely flipped a 180, right? But it was still so good. Like I loved, traveling around the city in the car, getting into trouble, and you had 4 different types of guns, and some enemies were weaker to certain guns and stuff like that. Just a great game. I love the Jak and Daxter definitely my favorite series from Naughty Dog. So,
did you get the remasters that were put on the PS3? No, PS4 from Limited Run.
Yes.
Good.
Oh no, not from Limited Run, but
they had that. They released the PS4 versions of all those games.
Oh, they did. Oh,
yes. Man. Oh, you missed it. Oh.
Yeah.
And they released Jak 4.
Wait, what?
So if you bought all the remastered versions, pre-ordered all of them, they sent you a copy of Jak 4.
Wow.
On PS4.
Yeah.
Though it was spoiler, it was just a concept art case that some concept art for when they were about to do Jak 4, I think it was. They were just kind of tossing the ideas around. They just had some concept art, and then they just made a case for it, and then they just gave it out to people that pre-ordered all the games.
That's cool.
So
hopefully, Jak 4 actually comes to fruition someday. Maybe PS5 game. Maybe.
Well, they have a new Ratchet & Clank, so never know.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, they did the whole remake of Crash. Seems only fitting that they would do Jak and Daxter next.
Yep, that's
They're
true.
doing Naughty Dog games, so we'll see. But yeah, Jak 2 is probably my favorite out of the three. So my number 2 pick is Tales of the Abyss.
I love that one.
I love this game. It's my second favorite Tales game. Next to Tales of Vesperia.
Oh, yes, exactly. Like Vesperia and then Abyss. Those are my two.
Yep. Same. Yeah. So, yeah, Tales of the Abyss, in my opinion, has one of the best, it has the best character development I think I've ever seen in a video game for the main character. And I love all the characters in this game so much. And the world is so interesting how they live on top of the shell of a world where the underworld is this, it's another, they have the top layer of the earth and then the under layer that's covered with miasma, right? And that and the top layer is collapsing all the time, and it's just right? It's crazy stuff. And I love Tales of the Abyss. So that's why it's my number 2.
It pains me that I left these 2 games out of my list. They're just so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my number 1 goes to Dragon Quest VIII. I love this game. I think I always go back and I can never decide if I like Dragon Quest VIII or Dragon Quest XI better. But I think these days I'm kind of more. I think I like Dragon Quest VIII better, honestly. But yeah, it's so hard. It really depends on the day for me. But I love the characters in this game. I love the king. Yangus is freaking hilarious. He had me rolling on the floor laughing.
Gov.
Yeah. Come on, blimey. Yeah. But yeah, Dragon Quest VIII is by far, in my opinion, the best RPG, and it's my favorite game on the PS2. So that is mine. Inashi,
Awesome.
You want to go next?
Sure. So I have my memories of Dragon Quest VIII is I just bought a brand new house and didn't have internet for 2 weeks, and I had Dragon Quest VIII still sealed, and I just went ahead and popped it in and played it for weeks and beat it and loved it. And that was my introduction. It's just no internet. I could only focus on that. You didn't have smartphones back then or anything, to keep yourself busy. So you had to play console games. And I was playing mostly MMOs back then. So I didn't actually play a lot of console games for a very long period of time.
Yeah. One thing about Dragon Quest VIII is it's very difficult towards the end. You gotta grind a lot to beat the final boss.
Well, if you play like me, you don't have to grind a lot at the end because you're always grinding. You just spread it out.
Just gradually, yeah. It's smart.
So first off, I'm going to do an honorable mention. This is I would say one of my top 5 Final Fantasy games, and that's Final Fantasy 12. I actually really enjoyed this. I had fond memories of it. Vaughn, he's annoying at times, but the rest of the characters are good. I like the world. it was enjoyable. So just a little bit of shout out for that. I'll give a little bit of Final Fantasy love on this list. My number 5 game is going to be 2 games, and it's you got Dark Cloud 1 and 2. I just really enjoyed these back in the day. Played them a lot, just building your whole town again, and it was just I just really enjoyed these 2 games, and it was a lot of fun. So that's my number 5. I'm going to keep this a little short. Next one is this one. This one gave me, to me, like I had the really good vibes like I did with Secret of Mana, and that is Dual Hearts. It's another action RPG, but it gave me the same feeling that I had of Secret of Mana when I was playing it, and I mean, even though it was more third person-ish and not top down, but I just had a lot of the same feelings that I did in that game, and that I kind of fell in love with this game back then. Another game. This one is the combat at first really turned me off on this game. I actually quit the game, started again a couple times because the combat is just weird. But I did like the story. I love the whole world of Rogue Galaxy. It had a really interesting world, up in space and everything. So you're a space pirate. The combat was just weird at first, and then it grows on you, and then you get used to it. But I really enjoyed it. I wish they would actually make more into this game, like a sequel to it, or actually just even remaster this. I kind of hold it on the. I had a lot of the same vibes that I had with Skies of Arcadia, because you're in a ship a lot.
Sure.
You don't have the same kind of stuff, but it just, I don't know, it just you're a sky pirate in Skies of Arcadia, just the whole pirate thing. But it was enjoyable. Definitely worth it. It's cheap. It's dirt cheap too. It's like you could get it for like $15. One of the games that one of my first MMOs I ever played was EverQuest. Before that was The Realm, Ultima Online. But when I got into EverQuest, that just sucked so many years of my life away. But there was PS2 had a EverQuest game. They had a couple. They had Online Adventures, which was utter crap, just watered down EverQuest. But they had Champions Return to Arms. I don't know if anyone has ever played this. This is it's an action RPG that you could play with, it's a hack and slash that you could play with, co-op up to 4 people. It was just a lot of fun. My friends and I, I had a whole bunch of friends around me in life that played EverQuest with me, and we would get together, hook up the multi-tap, put this in there, and we would just play this for hours and just have a ton of fun with it. And it was just a lot of fun playing it. So this is still a good game. I played it not too long ago. Definitely worth it. If you're an EverQuest fan, you have a lot of the same races, character classes, and the world. Norath is amazing. It's a lot of fun. EverQuest 2, oh, wow. A lot of time in that game. I miss my Ratonga. All right. No one's going to see this one coming at all. But it's this.
Let's go. I was waiting for it.
Disney Sing It Pop Hits. You got like the Jonas Brothers on here. I can't do it.
It's too hard.
I can't do it.
Can't keep a straight face.
No, it's. I found a sealed PS2 game today. I had to include it. I had to buy it because it was sealed still. I had a thrift shop and found it.
Probably for good reason.
Yeah. Probably will never play. Hey, it's this week's giveaway. I was actually thinking about doing that. So my number 1 game is actually the one that playing on the TV back here. That it's really hard to see. But This one is actually the dirty one. I actually have 2 copies of the game. Don't ask me why. You guys ever play Skygunner?
Nope.
Have you heard of Skygunner?
Nope.
Callie,
Heard of
you've
it.
been muted the whole
Nope.
time or something.
I'm sorry, I have never heard of it.
Really? Wow. So basically, it's an aerial combat, like fantasy aerial combat game. Customize your ships and everything, and it's fun. I'm kind of surprised that none of you guys heard of it. This one's going up in price too. It's like $80 to $100 now.
Oh wow.
I do have an extra copy if someone wants to borrow it to try out the masterpiece that is Skygunner. You choose between a few different captains. Story's good, a lot of anime cutscenes. It's just a very fantasy based, non-realistic aerial combat game. When I play games, I don't want to play simulators. I don't want to play like a realistic driving game like Gran Turismo. No offense, Rad. That's why I never got into it. I just never really into that. Like if I play a baseball game, I want to play a cartoony baseball game, arcade-ish, just something like that. Like my football games, I don't want to play realistic football games. I don't want to play Madden. If I want to do that, I just rather watch it instead of doing it. I'd rather have just something arcadey. And this is definitely, fantasy-based aerial combat, and it was just a lot of fun. I put tons of hours into this, and it's just a really enjoyable game to play. And if you find it cheap, play it. See if you guys like it. I do. Yeah. All right, Nick, you're up.
All right.
Nick.
Well, Nick's not here.
Nick.
Are you muted? Are you muted, Nick?
Nick, where are you? I need you, man.
He left us. He quit.
We forgot to actually mention Nick isn't here.
Yeah, Nick is not here
He's
this
out of town.
week. Sorry, he's out of town.
Yeah.
Callie, you're up.
Well, like normal, my list does not match other people's lists. I'm also going to have an honorable mention, and that's for Final Fantasy X. I own Final Fantasy X on tons of different platforms, and I loved how they basically took religion and said, here, we're going to throw you into a world you don't know anything about. Here's their religion that means everything to them. Go do combat and have a really basic story that hits you right in the face at the end. I did not see the ending coming the way it did. So there's my honorable mention, 10. Number 5 for me is not just one game, it's the entire series of the Dot Hack series, the Quarantine, Infection, etc. I am a huge fan of the Dot Hack anime. I absolutely loved it. I've seen it many times. I have a giant wall scroll up in the room right next to me of Dot Hack. Those games were like playing the Legend of the Twilight anime, because that's basically what it was. And it was really cool to me that they did that. I don't own the 4th one. I've still never got the 4th one. I've been looking for it forever, but I don't want to spend the price for it. I have 1 through 3.
I do like how they on the spines they actually have the picture on the spines when you get them all.
I didn't know that.
Yep, they do.
Yeah, I see Quarantine in my store. It's like $240 though.
Someday I will have it. I have the first 3. So that's my number 5. My number 4, you guys aren't going to see this coming, but We Heart Katamari. If you have not played the Katamari games, that is the best one. I played We Heart Katamari so much. There's a history behind that game. A friend of mine got me into it, and the two of us would just play it for just hours and hours, because there were certain things where you have to get a certain size and get just one present on top of this duck over the water, and I barely got it in time. We were so excited, super cheering, and ultra happy, and it was like a shit costume. But we did it, and it was super fun. So We Heart Katamari, it's really fun. It seems weird, but it's a great series. That's my number 4. My number 3 is Persona 3. Persona 3 is my favorite turn-based game on the system, without a doubt. I wish they would remake it. I really do, with every character that you could. I want FES. I want its graphics with the PSP being able to control your party. That's what I want. I mean, that's all I have to do is get that, and I'm happy. Persona 3.
The whole world wants that.
Yeah, the whole world wants that. Make it happen, Atlas. Atlas. Come on, do it. So, I mean, if you haven't played Persona 3, you need to give it a shot. I still think that it rivals Persona 5 for me in being just that good. So, I highly recommend Persona 3 if you haven't played it. So my number 2, I'm going to cheat a little bit, because I'm going to choose the arcade version of the game, but the game is on PS2, and that is Dance Dance Revolution Extreme. The Extreme game in the arcade had like all the songs from the first 6 titles, and every Sunday I still play DDR with Stepmania in my living room. I have a $300 steel pad set up with like 1,000 some songs. I play DDR every Sunday. So, been playing it for years. I used to play in tournaments when I was a lot younger. But I mean, DDR is so much fun. If you haven't played DDR, you've really missed the boat, because you can't play it in the arcade. Like, you had to put your quarters up on the machine to get your next turn in line. Like, okay, it's my turn next. Okay. Then you have to memorize which quarter is yours when there's like 7, 8 people lined up to play. So definitely DDR Extreme, my number 2. Extreme on the PS2 was not as good as like DDR Max 2 and DDR Max, but the arcade version was like the best compilation. Loved it. So my number 1 is a game you guys may not have even heard of. Well, actually, Eric has talked about it. It's very underrated. It's a game called Chaos Legion. It is an action RPG that, if it was possible to get a platinum in that game, I would have done it. I unlocked literally everything that game had to offer. I played the absolute heck out of that game. It is absolutely, yes, that game right there. I love it. It's one of the best action RPGs ever made. All the combat feels weighty when you when you swing your sword. It feels really, it's so good. It's such a great game. And you had summons in it that actually mattered, and they had puzzles, and I don't know, it was just one of the best action RPGs ever made to me, I think. So if you guys haven't played Chaos Legion or ever heard of it, go give it a shot. It's really good.
Very cool. All good stuff. Very unique lists between everybody. I think if I could give, I didn't think to do an honorable mention, but I think if I had to do one, it probably would be Persona 4. But I didn't play Persona 4 on the PS2. I played it on the Vita. I played Golden, so maybe that doesn't count. But everybody had great lists.
I guess, I mean, there's so many honorable mentions. I would like to mention the Xenosaga trilogy as well. That's very good, and that almost make my list as well.
Awesome. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and transition into our next topic. We're going to have a general discussion about the Nintendo Direct that happened this week, as well as Gamescom. We're going to just leave this open-ended, I think. So what did you guys think? I think, kind of talking to you guys back and forth on Discord, it's kind of sounded like we were all a little underwhelmed by the Nintendo Direct that happened this week.
The Direct had one very important game. It had Eric Landon's first RPG announced as a remaster for Switch, which is the Final Fantasy Legend Collection. So that coming to Switch, that's great. I've played 2. I think I played 1. They did not age well.
Is it being remastered, though? I thought it was just a...
Sorry, they're just porting it. Yeah, they're just porting it.
Yeah, just a port, yeah.
It's cool they're doing it, but everything else with the Direct was really disappointing to me.
Yep. It should have been, for me, it should have been called Nintendo Direct Rhythm Showcase.
Yeah, see,
I
if
forgot about that.
you just took how I take it is don't expect anything, and if there's something cool, you're surprised and you're happy.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have expectations, but it's just like, I kind of, I don't know. I kind of wish they would say something that's going to come out this fall. You
So
know what I mean?
I guess I have to say that the rhythm, the DJ game, Fusion or Fuser or whatever it is, I now understand why my guitarist buddies do not like Rock Band and Guitar Hero. I get it. For somebody that spends hours just prepping tracks for DJ sets, I get it. That it's not flattering. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm just gonna turn this off. I'll read the stuff later.
That's funny you mentioned that because I play guitar. I've played guitar for years, and I love Guitar Hero.
I loved
To
Guitar
me,
Hero. Yeah.
To me, it's like to compare the two. The game with actually playing in real life is just silly.
I can't hold any kind of tune. I have no rhythm, so yeah, I don't play any of those games.
Yeah, but
I tried DDR and it's fun. I had fun with DDR. I actually I didn't have an expensive mat or anything, but it was fun playing it.
That's probably another honorable mention for me. Actually, is Guitar Hero 3 on PS2. That was a great game.
I am selling two PS2 Guitar Hero bundles, two different ones. I got all the games with each one.
So I guess about
my interest, sir.
About the Direct, I will add that in my case, since I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, I guess I'm kind of excited for Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, which is a rhythm game, of course, but surprisingly, it's gonna progress the story. So, yeah, it's that
There's
kind
a
of
story
game.
in that.
Yeah, there's gonna. I don't know how much story, but it is going to progress the story. It's gonna be the bridge between Kingdom Hearts 3 and whatever the next game is.
I think they kind of, and I'm not like throwing a punch at it or anything, but I think they kind of had to add some story in the game in order for people to buy it.
Possible. It's definitely possible. So
when I heard that there was going to be a Kingdom Hearts game on the Switch, I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to make it so I can play portably. Like if they're going to port over maybe the stories so far or something. No, it's a
They should do that.
rhythm game.
I have no idea why they haven't done that yet. It's due already. Like at least having like the story so far. I'm not sure if they can put 3 on the Switch because of the limitations. They might, but at least everything before that should be able to run perfectly on the Switch.
If they could get Doom 2016 and Wolfenstein to run good on a Switch,
right?
Kingdom Hearts 3 should not be a problem.
Probably, yeah.
They just got to find the right company that has some experience to be able to do that.
I really do think that it's not so much a hardware limitation as it is how well the port is done.
Yeah, but you could start with the older games. There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
The story so far has so many.
Yeah, it has
It's too far away.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I think it has 9 games.
Yeah, or it has like 6 games and 3 movies or something like that.
Crazy.
So should we talk about Gamescom now?
Yeah. So I guess for me, I kind of was tuning into it a little bit while I was working. Was it on Wednesday, Thursday? Can't remember. But I mean, there's a new trailer for Scarlet Nexus that looks pretty good. Would like to see some gameplay.
I like that.
At some point.
Yeah, I like that.
It looks interesting to me. I kind of am hoping it's more of an RPG than a hack and slash, but we shall see. More art for the new Dragon Age game. That was interesting to me.
Love some Dragon Age.
Yeah, it's a great series. Hopefully BioWare can redeem themselves a little bit after Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem with that game.
Hey, you can't be disappointed if you never try them.
That's fair. That's fair. I was as a very hardcore Mass Effect fan, I did not like. I was very disappointed with Andromeda.
You got to blame the parent company because
Yeah, totally.
they were rushed on that. You know, it's.
Yep, I agree.
From everything I read, it's not BioWare's fault on that.
Fall Guys Season 2, though.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that was
Fall
announced.
Guys Season 2. So we played Fall Guys this week as a group.
For our Fall Guys sessions.
Yeah, so we played Fall Guys this week as a team, and that game is 1,000 times better with friends. It's hilarious. I was laughing so hard at some points. So expect to see us play a lot more Fall Guys, and if there's openings in the stream where people don't show up, you guys are more than welcome to join in with us.
You could have my spot.
So another game that I am kind of interested in is the new Star Wars Squadrons games. The space battle one. It kind of reminds me of. I was a big fan. Man, again, another great PS2 game. Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS2. It kind of reminds me of the space battles in that game, which I played hours and hours and hours of. So I think I could really get into that, and I think that's actually only going to be a $40 game on launch, which surprised me. So, yeah. What do you guys have any interest in that game, or is it just me?
Yeah, I loved Rogue Squadron on GameCube, so I'm pretty excited for that game. I just really hope it's not full of microtransactions. So unlike Windbound. Fun fact, it's trash. Don't play it. Go watch me suffer on my stream. You can go watch it. It's an awful game.
But it has wings on the name, like Wind Waker.
Yeah, and the style. It looked like Wind Waker. It is hot trash. Do not buy it.
Is it because it's just an open world survival game? Is that it? You know,
I mean, there's no point to it. So the problem with survival in Windbound is that there's not enough enemies for you to kill to actually not starve to death and explore everything. So there's stuff I had to not explore just so I didn't starve to death. That is bad game design.
Well, there's going to be one positive thing that's coming out. Little Nightmares 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Eric, that's one of Eric's favorite games.
I've not played that.
I mean, was anybody else excited about the Crash Bandicoot guy in the suit? I watched that part of Gamescom. I was like, it's like my childhood is back. They had a guy in a Crash Bandicoot suit that had a giant mask on, like for COVID, had a gigantic mask over the costume. It was hilarious. So
was. Are you talking about that kind of trailer or not trailer, but scene they showed where he's like trying to get to the event or whatever?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. I'm excited for it, kinda. I'm probably gonna wait a bit to get it though. To wait till Rad gets it and tells me how good or bad it is.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one.
They also talked about they did the first opening video for World of Warcraft Shadowlands, which I wish I was more hyped for it, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But you got what about the Sam and Max VR?
Oh yeah, that looks great. Sam and Max coming back is so cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Did they say which VR? Is it going to be on PSVR or not?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I think
I got a question for you guys. So,
Surgeon Simulator? Is that what you're going to talk about?
Oh, that was hilarious. Where they had Doc Brown.
Yeah,
Doc Brown talked about he
funny.
came from the future. Just tell us about surgeons. That was hilarious. I loved that.
Yeah. Great Scott. Yeah, so I was just going to ask. So we got, I think it was 7 or 8 minutes of gameplay for the new Ratchet and Clank game.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And from what I gather, that is going to be a PS5 launch game. So does that game sell you guys on the PS5?
I mean, it's going to be the best shooter on next gen in 2020. How about that?
Yep.
Because Halo is being delayed until 2022, probably.
Ugh.
When's
So-
the new Destiny expansion?
No one cares.
So it's that for me. It's that Ratchet and Clank and the Demon Souls remake. Those two are the most obviously Horizon, but that's coming in 2021. But
Yeah.
apparently, launch titles are gonna be or launch window at least is gonna be like those two and Spider-Man, Miles Morales. But it's pretty strong in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So here's my thoughts on the PS5. And maybe it's kind of a marketing thing as well. I mean, I kind of believe it to an extent, but I think the supply chain is going to be rough on that for a while, like the Switch, probably even worse with COVID. So for me, it's like, okay, if I don't buy a PS5 on launch, how long am I going to have to wait to get one later? That's kind of my worry, I guess. Like let's say that PS5 launches November this year, and they run out of supply for like 6 months, and Horizon 2 comes out in spring. I'm going to be a very unhappy camper.
So I have to say, number one, Horizon is going to be a holiday 2021 title. Just putting it out there. Don't get too excited. 2021 holiday. The PS5, there's a reason that they put the pre-order thing out this week, which, okay, I signed up to pre-order it through Sony. Who else did on the call?
I did.
Einashi, all four of us. So I watched Spawncast this week, the beginning of it, and like only a handful of them, last week, I don't remember. I watched at some point, and I don't think there's a lot of people that are doing it, which is surprising. I think that their production is going to be way down, and getting one at launch is going to be super tough.
Yeah, I mean, you can just go and register, and if they say that it's going to be 800, then you can just say no. You know, you don't. You know, there's no catch for not registering, for not doing the registration. You know, yeah.
So my whole reason of getting a PS5 is I need a 4K Blu-ray player. Yeah, that's it. If it's going to play on my PS4 games, I'll go ahead and get it. I'm going to try to pre-order it right away and try to get a copy of it. Not copy it, but a console. So I could be one of those bastards who's just going to price gouge someone online. Wait. No.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
No. Back to Ratchet and Clank, though. I think it's going to be a very good game. I think it's what needed to be in the launch window. I really think that Sony is making a lot of good decisions about getting games available at the beginning. Because if you guys remember the Switch's launch, you had Breath of the Wild and Hot Trash. So, I mean, they're going to have Ratchet and Clank. They're going to have...
I think there was Mario Kart, too. I think it was Mario Kart.
Mario Kart was not a Switch launch game. No.
Really?
No,
it was shortly after. Okay.
Yeah, when it was Breath of the Wild, and there was only a couple games. Like I remember when
Breath
the Switch
of the Wild
came out.
And 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, I think 2 months after the launch, they released Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
But
no, that was like 8 months later.
Yeah, that
wasn't
was
that like June or July?
It was like November, December.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, but it was 2017 though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the same year that it came out. But like there was like barely anything for like months. I just like when is Nintendo going to have some games out, like, or even third-party publishers? And then it was just a flood. It was absolutely crazy.
I mean, there are other games like, for example, Kena, Bridge of Spirits, that I would like to see more of it because it looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm buying that day one, even if it's terrible.
I think the Spider-Man game's a launch game too, isn't it? Did they say
Yes,
it is. Yeah, and apparently the Demon Souls remake is gonna be in that window as well.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
I did not hear that. But
yeah, see the launch window. The launch window. You have Spider-Man Miles Morales. You have Ratchet and Clank, you have Demon Souls, and I mean, I can't go a week without saying you're gonna have Bug Snacks. So
Let's go.
Oh.
Hope they have a PS5 version of Ghost.
it'll be
really want
fine.
to-
It'll run it. Sure.
Yeah, probably.
I want
probably.
to play that game, and I actually almost bought it today, but I was like, I think I would really like this game on the PS5.
Yeah, there's gonna be like many games that they port for sure, and soon. Probably like something like Final Fantasy VII Remake is gonna be in the PS5, and probably The Last of Us Part 2 as well.
Although, I mean,
like
this
that,
brings up another thing. Like, do you think that they will actually do a port, or do you think they will just enhance the PS4 version of the game and say, like, okay, if you're playing this, kind of like the PS4 Pro, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing this game on a PS5, you have this Ultra HD high frame rate setting that you can turn on.
So at least Naughty Dog did that with The Last of Us Part 1, going from the PS3 to the PS4. So they'll probably do the same thing. Like just like, well, in that case, they had a DLC already out, and they just included that on the remastered version. Obviously, it looks better. Not sure about the others though. I'm not sure how Square Enix treat their ports.
Sure.
So I gotta say, the game that I was most excited for in Gamescom that was announced the release date, that is Tales, the new Tales game, coming out in February.
Tales of...
Yeah.
No, I mean... Wait. Oh, you mean Ys?
No, there's a... Oh, yeah, sorry. Ys 9, Monstrum Nox.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that to me, Callie.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was about to jump right now.
Ys 9, Monstrum Nox. That is coming out in February.
Which is also amazing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
PS4.
They said February. Yeah, they said it was confusing at first because for some reason I thought it was gonna be like we'll have to wait until the summer, but then I saw that it was Europe, PlayStation Europe or something like that. Yeah, that's unfortunate though. I thought that was gonna be like worldwide.
So it'll be on PS4 for North America February 21st, and it will be on the Switch and everything else far later. So Sony has an exclusivity deal, which that's fine. You could play it on PS5. It'd be great.
Sure.
Right. So the thing is that what's funny to me is that they do this, of course, registration process, but we still don't know the price. We still don't know, like, if it is going to be like backwards compatible with at least PS4 or more of them, or even more. So yeah, we barely know anything about the console, and we were like 3 months away, maybe.
Well, here's the thing. At least we have gameplay. Microsoft hasn't shown any gameplay on the Xbox Series X.
But at least you've seen the console so many times already.
I mean, you could look at a box, but if there's no games, who gives a crap what the box looks like?
What does Microsoft have right now for launch titles? I think they have that game, The Medium, but that's not a game for selling consoles. I think it was a really, really big blow for them.
I think they were really banking on Halo Infinite.
Yeah, it was a big blow for them not having Halo as a launch title, in my opinion.
Yeah, they just need to lay their console together.
Yep, just delay it forever and let Sega buy them out and put out a new Dreamcast.
Yeah. All right.
Tell us how you really feel, Callie.
Yeah, sorry. We own all the Microsoft consoles. I don't play them very much, but I prefer Sony. Sorry.
I play. So I have an Xbox One and I have Game Pass. I use it a lot to play with my brother because he has an Xbox, and Game Pass is a good way for me to try out a bunch of games that I wouldn't pay money for. So I do like it for that. But
I mean, Microsoft Studios, Ori could be Game of the Year easily. Ori 2, so
good.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like they don't make good games. It's just that sometimes, the decisions they take are weird.
They just need to get some RPGs on there.
Right, yeah, and that too. They're getting Dragon Quest 11, but
most
Too
of
late,
the
I guess.
games, most of the games that I want to play on the Xbox, I could also play on the PS4 or the PC.
Right.
Well, here's a big deal. Genshin Impact is coming out September 28th. That was confirmed. I will be playing it. Yep, they also confirmed. Oh, where is it? They confirmed Lego Star Wars, the saga is coming out. Shadowlands is coming out October 27th. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of interesting to somebody, like Sea of Thieves. Adds dog companions, if anyone's still playing it.
Yeah.
That game, I played it within the last few months. It's gotten a lot better. It gets boring after a while, but I will hats off to they at least tried to make it a little bit better.
It would be good when you're playing with friends, but
Yeah, I mean, like I play it with my brother, and it's fun to play with him sometimes. There's actually some story content in it. You do like quests and stuff now, which I don't think they had at launch. So, all right. Anything else we want to bring up regarding this topic, guys, or shall we move on?
So, about the Direct, do you guys think that Nintendo is actually going to have a first-party Direct this year? Are we going to see any other games besides Pikmin 3 Remastered moved over to the Switch from first-party Nintendo?
I think there will be the remaster of the Mario games, Mario 3D World,
That
All
has to happen,
Stars.
yeah.
It's probably going to happen. They're probably going to do the same thing they did with Paper Mario. They'll just drop a trailer, and a couple months later, it's released, or a month later, it's released. I'm fine with that.
What I think is going to happen is as soon as the prices for the PS5 and the Series X are released, Nintendo's going to drop a Direct and be like, or you could play all this awesome stuff with a thing you already own, rolling right into holiday, and they'll be set.
They don't need to do that, though. It's Nintendo. They're too big now. They're not fighting Sega like they were back in the day. They don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory.
Yeah, I guess I would wonder why the price of the PS5 and Xbox would have any influence on people from buying Nintendo or not.
Because the price and the pre-orders will be closely linked, I think. So when pre-orders become available, I think that's when they'll do an announcement.
You just got to think. You're going to spend $500 or $600 on a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, or you could spend $300 on a Switch if you could find it, and you could get a bunch of games with it. Unlike your PS5, which you're not going to have any games, that's going to cost you money. I mean, unless you just play your PS4 games on it, but I don't know. You could.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess I can put myself in the shoes of somebody who is thinking about buying a PS5. They don't know how much they're going to need to save for it. If they see the price revealed and then Nintendo comes on and be like, or you can buy this for, way less and be entertained for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I mean, if you are sitting on a PS4 or an Xbox One, and you want to go to the next generation console, and Nintendo could, put out something saying, "Hey, you could buy this plus, 5 games."
Mm-hmm.
For the base price of one of the consoles without games.
Yeah. Though, Game Pass really helps Microsoft on that.
Right.
You don't have to really worry about it too much because you have this full library. PS4, you get PS4 games on the PS5. You could play most of them, apparently. So, yeah.
It's really interesting. And yeah, going back to Kali's question, there has to be a Nintendo Direct of first-party games at some point, either like next month or, it's going to happen. There's no way that Paper Mario is the last first-party game. Is that a first-party game? Actually, that's by Intelligent Systems. So I don't even know if that counts as first-party games. But yeah, there's definitely there has to be more stuff.
Yeah. Crazy situation. All right, so moving on to our next topic. Gaming guilty pleasures. Are we ready to share, everyone?
Spoilers,
Sure.
Callie's going to be DDR.
No, it's not. I just told you guys. It's not it. It's not the spoiler.
Go ahead, Callie. Tell us what yours is.
Do you want to explain what gaming guilty pleasure is first, in your opinion?
So to me, that's a good. We should put a definition on it, shouldn't we? So to me, a gaming guilty pleasure is a game that you enjoy, but maybe you're not so open to it, you're proud of or willing to share with others.
Right.
Would that be an accurate description?
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. So with that out of the way,
so
go ahead.
when Rad and I were talking about this, I watched Eric's video again of Eric's guilty pleasure games, and I was like, this just seems like a bunch of stuff that guys are embarrassed to play because it's girly. So I was like, this doesn't work. I just didn't understand it. I just couldn't get it. Like, this did not hit my brain. I couldn't understand it. So I talked to my husband about it. I was like, so I want to participate in this topic. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? He's like, oh yeah, this is super easy for you. I'm like, how I've spent hours thinking on this. How is it? I'm like, because you're an outsider. You see how things go. He told me exactly what mine was, and as soon as he said it, I was like, yeah, that's it. I have spent about 400 days, maybe 500, probably close to 500 days of my life. That's 24 hours times 500 days playing massively multiplayer online RPGs, MMORPGs, and even more so, World of Warcraft has about 400 days of that. And what'll happen is, it's like, here's a perfect example. Last fall, started a new job where I currently work. And one of my coworkers was talking about Classic, and they talked about it for a couple days, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I hate it. And then I was like, I'll get the itch. You just get the itch. Like, I gotta have it. So then I go download Classic. I'm like, oh, this is trash. I did this years ago. But then I got back to my normal thing of, okay, we're gonna go hardcore. We're gonna play 3 to 10 hours every day. We're gonna be in a raiding guild that raids like 3 days a week, and you have to do all this stuff every day, and you got to be the best. And I was, top 2.
What are you doing to me, Callie?
Yeah, I know, it's So I had to be in that raiding guild, so I switched between different guilds, and I found a guild where I was like one of the top 2 DPS, and I had to play nonstop just so I'm like, okay, I got to get the best. If I don't play and do all these dailies, I'll be behind by like a few percentage points. And if I don't do this exact thing and I don't route Ethernet directly to my computer and have all the stuff to reduce latency, then I'll be slightly less DPS. Oh my god, like, guys, I go like super hardcore, like descriptive statistics, like nerd on this shit. Like, World of Warcraft rating is the worst thing in the world for me. I own like, let me see, 3, 6, 9, 12. I own like 20 of the official figures, if not a few more. I own the
Oh, those are sweet.
Oh, they're so cool. I have all of the collector's editions of every Warcraft version, World of Warcraft.
Dude, those things side by side,
I love
so awesome
them.
looking.
And I have pre-ordered Shadowlands, the collector's edition, just so I could have it in my shelf. And I'm trying to convince myself I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. The reason I don't need it is because I have you guys. I have a thing to be addicted to. I'm working on my YouTube channel, which I'm over 180 subs now. I'm spending time on Twitter. So I'm air quoting, I don't have time to be obsessed over a game like that again, to just consume my entire life. It's really unhealthy. I don't like to admit it to people, but I mean, I do it. I don't even realize it's bad for me until I get like super depressed and exhausted, and I just can't function, and it starts affecting my life and my work, and it's bad. If you have an addictive personality like I do not play MMORPGs. Don't do it. Just don't, okay? Respect yourself. Take care of yourself. That's my thing. That's it right there.
I just want to add on to that because I also have a ton of hours in Final Fantasy 14. I think last I looked on my Steam page, I had 2,500 or so hours in Final Fantasy 14 over all the several years that I played that game.
Yep, I have the collector's editions for Stormblood and Heavensward and A Realm Reborn. I have them all right there. I could see them. They're like 6 feet from me, but I can't do it. I can't.
I have the original Final Fantasy 14 before Realm Reborn.
That was trash.
Wow.
It was bad.
That was
so bad, yeah.
So guys, I get it.
Yeah, so adding on to that though, like I played that game when I was in college, and every day I am so thankful that I did not flunk out of college while I was playing that game. Like the fact that I still did so well in college and played that game still blows my mind to this day. And like now that I actually am like working and like need to be, a responsible adult, I can't play MMOs anymore. Like you, Callie, I get too addicted to them. I was like you in Final Fantasy 14. I did the raiding. I did, the DPS stuff, trying to make sure that I was the best that I could be, so I could get on all the good teams and stuff. And it's really addicting. It's so addicting. So yeah, I think I would also throw that out is if you are easily addicted to things, don't even start MMORPGs. I look fondly on my time playing Final Fantasy 14, but I'm so glad I don't play it anymore at the same time.
Yep. So me being the grandpa of the group, look at all my white on my beard. I started with MUDs. Anyone play a MUD?
I did. Yep.
Okay. So I started with MUDs back in the day. Then I went to, back on dial-up. Oh, man. Wow. And then went to a game called The Realm, which is actually still alive. They're bringing it out, redoing it, but I joined that not too long ago, like a couple years ago, just for fun. But I went to The Realm, Ultima Online, EverQuest, World of Warcraft, EverQuest 2. Put so many hours inside of EverQuest 2 and World of Warcraft. Those two right there, they sucked so many years of my life away. And then I look back of like, wow, I have really nothing to show for all of the years wasted of my life in those games. It was fun, but there's all these other stories that you could play that have end to them, that has a start and a finish to them, and I missed a whole bunch of games.
I did too. Yep.
I'm with you there. Yep.
And like right now, my life is I'm way too busy. I just had my first kid. I'm 41 years old. Just had my first kid. He's not even 2 years old yet, and just having fun with him. And I just don't have a lot of time just to suck away into an MMO. I like World of Warcraft Classic. Wow, that one really almost got me back into it. I really, really wanted to play it, and I have all my coworkers were playing it. I actually got a text message from my old CIO long ago because I was in a raiding guild with him. It's funny, like, my boss is like, yeah, Jeff is telling you to go to his office. What'd you do now? And he would just talk World of Warcraft for hours with me while we're working, and like. My God, why is he always in his office? Like, oh yeah, I just raid with him. We had fun, good times. But yeah,
yeah, it's bad. I mean, I was a guild master during Wrath of the Lich King, and before they nerfed down Lich King, we beat him on Heroic 10 and 25. Got the Undying achievement, which means you had to complete the entire raid with no one in your party dying. So we all had the Undying achievement. I used that title for years. And people would see me in town and be like, you did that? I'm like, yeah, I was the guild master at the time when my guild did that. So, God, so that's it for me. And it's not some game particular. I looked through every game we had. I was like, I'm not embarrassed to say any of these. Like, I just bought Death End Request 1 and 2. I bought the collector's editions. I will do unboxings, so we will play those. But wow, that's World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, RuneScape. I had one of the
Oh,
highest level RuneScape characters in the entire game, and my account was hacked. I mean,
Oh,
ooh.
guys, you guys don't understand how much hours and days I put in MMOs. It's bad.
RuneScape wasn't I played that one as well. Just grinding levels for hours and hours and hours.
It's addicting, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all for me. Thanks.
All right. Let's see. Hey, Nashi, do you want to go next?
sure. Why not? Panty party. It's actually got panties in there too.
Are they used? Is it like Gamer Girl bathwater?
No, they're fresh. It's
So
like
tell us about this game.
Yeah.
It's a beat 'em up that you're playing a pair of panties beating up other panties.
Demonetized.
No, that's not my guilty pleasure. So, for a period of time, I left MMOs and I was streaming a lot of Minecraft, and I put a ton of time inside of Minecraft. That would be my guilty pleasure. It's just so relaxing, therapeutic. Just starting a new world and just surviving in it and building up. And I get bored once I actually get really high up, and then I build a bunch of cool structures, and then I start over. But I did that streaming when I was a streamer. I was doing that like literally, like I would come home from work and stream to like midnight every single night playing it, and then on the weekends I would stream like at least 12 hours. Did numerous 24 hours streams before. Hi Theo, my son's in here now. He's coming around. He's coming. Oh yeah, here he is. Say hi Theo.
Hey, bud.
Hey, how's it going?
Look at yeah, so I mean, I just really enjoyed Minecraft, and like nowadays it's like, oh no, I don't talk about that much at all anymore. And it's like I do still enjoy it. I had a couple coworkers that we would play a little bit, but nothing really big. But yeah, Minecraft is my guilty pleasure.
It's a fun game.
I gotta say,
I played a lot of Minecraft.
you guys are gonna laugh at me. I have never played Minecraft.
Wow.
I'm not going to laugh at that.
I watched
Theo.
my sister play it. My sister liked it, but I have not played it.
Yeah, used to play it with my brother a lot, and I used to play it a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, I forget how young you are, Lane.
That game came out in
2008.
Was it 2008? Because I remember playing that game when I was in like high school.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. And now my brother's in high school and he plays it now, which is crazy. But I guess I can go next. The first game that came to mind for me is I love Farming Simulator. On the Farming Simulator 19 on the Xbox. It's so funny because Ashi, you missed it, but my guilty pleasure is Farming Simulator. I love that game. Like I will spend me and my brother. It's so funny because me and my brother will play that game together sometimes, and I'm very frugal, and I am all about trying to buy cheap equipment and maximizing my return on investment, right? So I like to start making has a ton of money in the bank, no debt, and just can go crazy in the game. My brother, on the other hand, he likes to buy the most expensive John Deere tractors and everything like that. And so it's so funny playing that game with him because we play it like completely opposite ways.
I played Farming Simulator before.
Yeah. It's fun. It's so, I don't know, something about driving your tractor up and down the field is therapeutic.
It's just kind of like the same thing as like Minecraft, but you just have tractors.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, you
Resource
harvest
management.
your field. Yeah, you harvest your field. You try, and what you do is there's a market for all the different crops, right? So sometimes different crops are selling higher than others, or sometimes there'll be a supply issue where it's in high demand because the supply is so low, right? And you try and store your crops in silos. So by the time the demand's high, then you make a bunch of money, right? I mean, I'm all about that. I was just eat that up. So, but yeah, a lot of people will be like, Lane, how can you play that game for hours and hours? You just sit there and drive your tractor up and down the field for hours. And I'm like, I don't know.
You might actually like Windbound because you literally do nothing for hours. So
No.
you might want to pick it up.
But is there an economy? I think what I enjoy about it is the economy of it. You know, how you're buying equipment and you're trying to
That's so
sell
addictive.
crops at high prices and stuff.
Windbound, from what I've seen of Windbound, it reminds me of you. It's just another Minecraft, Rust. It's just another type of one of those games.
Yeah.
And to Juan's little comment, he said, I played Minecraft and I sucked at it. The first time I ever played Minecraft, I loaded up a world. I was so excited. I heard about this game, and I loaded up the world, and I'm on an island. And I'm like, I have no idea what I do. Okay, I'm punching some dirt. I spawned on an island by itself in the middle of an ocean with no trees. So I had no idea what to do, and I never watched anything about the game. And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So I put the game down, and I didn't play it for a year. Because I'm like, this game sucks.
Yeah, the hard thing about Minecraft when it first came out is they didn't have the recipes. You had to figure them out yourself, if I remember correctly. So like if you wanted to learn how to make tools, like you actually had to go on the wiki and look at what all the recipes are, because the game wouldn't tell you what they were.
It's like that now still, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I haven't played it in a few years.
Nope. These now you just they have all the recipes are in the game now, which is kind of.
I know they always did mods that had all the recipes. My mods. I would play with mods, but I would do very light mods, like add different biomes, add. Tinker's Construct was like my favorite mod, but like the whole tech thing, I wasn't a fan of. I was a real fan of building and everything.
There was a Pokemon mod I used to play on. It might have been just called PokeCraft.
Yeah.
Just
I remember that
a lot of fun stuff you could do in that game for sure.
Yeah, what made the game was the modders out there.
Yeah.
All right, so Rad, what is your guilty pleasure? Oh wait, Gran Turismo.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty about that, but I'm super proud about that one though. So definitely not that one.
Did I spoil it with this one? Was it Panty Party?
Almost, but no. So yeah. So in my case, it is not only my guilty pleasure. It is actually one of my favorite franchises. And every year I try to play some game of it, and I drop whatever I'm playing at the moment, and I just play that for a couple of weeks for some reason. And yeah, you can take everything that Lane said about Farming Simulator, because mine is this.
Harvest Moon.
And this.
Harvest Moon.
And this. And even the bad ones, like this.
Oh, I was about to bring up that one, like one of the recent ones that they had.
I just love like managing resources, raising animals, having.
So,
go
you
ahead.
A Stardew Valley guy?
Say that again.
Are you a Stardew Valley guy?
So I actually have played. It's not the same feeling for me, but I like the game. Actually, that's a game I could actually see myself playing at some point, like committing to it, because it has even more RPG elements than Harvest Moon for sure. And something I would like to try as well is Rune Factory. I haven't tried that one yet, but I don't know. I just feel like those games are so relaxing. Everything that I was laughing because everything that Lane said about Farming Simulator is actually what I feel when I'm playing these games. It's so relaxing, managing resources, like raising animals. In my case, it's just so you don't have to think a lot about it. You just play and yeah. It's so different. Go ahead.
What's really funny about you guys saying that, games that don't have like a goal or something that can be like fast, I can go work on this and I know that I'll have this thing done, like those games would stress me out so much. Like I don't like being relaxed. I know that sounds very strange, but I'm a pretty high stress person, so like in my work, home life, etc., I can't do nothing. It like really bothers me. So those games I couldn't play.
But that's why I prefer Harvest Moon to Animal Crossing, because you actually have a finish line here. It depends on the game, of course, but sometimes it's 1 year, or sometimes it's more than that, and sometimes it's when you achieve certain goal. You actually have a moment that you say, okay, I beat this game. Not like I'm in Animal Crossing that you can play forever.
So which Harvest Moon is your favorite? Because I'll have to say that my favorite's probably the GameCube one that I played.
So I have
probably Story of Seasons, right?
So there's so many games, but I have 3 that I have either nostalgia or that I like it a lot right now. A Wonderful Life for the Nintendo GameCube was one of them. Another one is this one over here, Harvest Moon Animal Parade. There's so many animals here. It's just insane. It's called Animal Parade. You can tell by the name. You have a whole zoo to take care of here, basically, and the other one is the one that I haven't got that one yet. The one that was remade recently for the Nintendo Switch. What's the name? I forgot. Mineral of the. Let me Google that.
I've actually never played Harvest Moon, but from what you're saying,
Friends of Mineral Town.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That one is. So I played the Game Boy version so much, the Game Boy Advance version so much, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing that on the Switch.
So I've never played Harvest Moon, but from what you're saying, it sounds like a game. With you comparing it to Farming Simulator, it sounds like something I might actually enjoy.
If you add animals and you add like romantic interest and stuff like that,
you focus more on your character on it.
Okay,
and you, instead of a tractor, you actually just have a hoe in your hand.
Okay, so actually manual labor then.
Oh yeah,
right, yeah.
You want to break some rocks? It's there for you, man.
So if I wanted to get into the series, what game should I start with?
Any of the Wii ones?
Yeah, I mean, really? Okay. It depends. If you want to go portable, you can do as Ayanashi mentioned, Story of Seasons. I think those are really good. Funny thing is that so Harvest Moon was Harvest Moon until a point, and then they had some
They had a split.
Yeah, they split, and at the recent Harvest Moon games are not developed by the same people. Those guys actually started developing Story of Seasons. So yeah, I would definitely say if you want portable, Story of Seasons. If you want to play on a console, I will say Animal Parade is okay. A good one to start.
So Story of Seasons is on the Switch.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
There's a 3DS version of it also.
Yeah,
Story of Seasons.
Mm-hmm. The one on the Switch is good as well. The remake of Mineral was I already forgot the name again.
Friends of Mineral Town.
Yeah, Friends of Mineral. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Very cool.
So yeah,
All right.
that will be it for me.
Yeah, so I forget which game that they actually started, like that split happened and then it went to crap. Then whatever year the Story of Seasons came out, that you want to play all the Harvest Moons below that one, and then after that period of time, Story of Seasons, because all the new ones are just not. They just don't have the same feel to them.
Gotcha. Cool. That was an interesting topic. I enjoyed that one.
Now, question: have you played Innocent Life, Brad?
You mean Harvest Moon?
There's one that's like it's a futuristic space version of Harvest Moon called Innocent Life.
No, I haven't played that. That's for what? For what console?
It's on. I know it's on PS2, and I think it's on the PSP also.
Oh, I haven't tried that. No.
Yeah, you should definitely give that one a try.
Innocent
Life.
Oh, a futuristic. Yeah, Harvest Moon. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Awesome.
Maybe that would be your game this year. This one.
Awesome. Yeah. No, definitely. That could be it.
Hey, if you want to borrow it.
Appreciate it, man.
Finish the other games first.
Yeah. I'll talk about that when we're saying about what we're playing this week.
Well, I think we're right about there. So go ahead,
Nick. No, we got to know Nick's guilty pleasures.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that.
No, we should make. The thing is, though, we should make up his guilty pleasures for him. So what do you think his guilty pleasure
is? So according to what you know about Nick, what do you think his guilty pleasure will be?
I think it's Azure Lane. I think that's it.
I was just going to say some of those PC hentai games directly imported from Japan.
I think that actually, I don't know what he's going to say, but it'll be interesting. We'll have to get his thoughts on that the next time he's on.
Yeah.
He's a portable guy, so my bet is in Cory in the House for sure.
I should have pulled out some of my DS games.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, let's just get right into what we've been playing this week. Rad, go ahead, since you had a pretty good transition there already.
So I haven't played that many hours this week, but most of them I put them into Paper Mario. So it was my first time playing Paper Mario Origami King, a game I borrowed from Eonashi. And yeah, I'm like, I will say 10 hours into the game, probably a third of the game so far. So I'm enjoying the game. So the only flaw I feel the game has is that it's not an RPG. If you treat the game as a puzzle game, I think it is really good because everything else is charming. The conversations, the graphics, the way the game looks. Actually, the game has a surprising amount of secrets. So it is. I would say it is almost impossible to complete the game without a guide. To complete. To get 100% of the things. Definitely enjoying that game quite a lot. Hopefully I'll try to finish it this week. We'll see.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game to a certain extent. It's just the puzzles just got really tedious and there was not much to it. The boss battles were all unique, but then at the same time they just got, I don't know, it just seemed tedious and not as enjoyable. So I enjoyed everything but the combat.
Okay. So I'm just waiting to have the thing is that I'm just hoping that the battle system at some point gets harder, because I feel at this point it's either too easy or I'm getting too good at it. So I'm just hoping that at some point they throw more difficult puzzles to solve, because right now I have so many coins that I'm overpowered. I can just have almost unlimited time to do the puzzles. But if that's the case, if the puzzles get harder, I will say it's been one of my favorite games of the year so far, top 10 at least.
Which part are you on right now?
I'm close to finishing the second world.
Okay.
Yeah, the red, the autumn,
the mountains.
Yeah. I think there's 6 in total, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So like that. I'm in where I'm about the same place you were. When I stopped playing.
Gotcha. Other than that, I've been streaming. I stream a few games, but not games that I committed to them. Like, I don't know, Dragon Quest Heroes. I played that for the first time, which is like a Dynasty Warriors clone, but with that Dragon Quest flavor on it. Enjoyable. I mean, you know what to expect about those games already. I streamed that yesterday. I also played for the first time Lone Stalker for the Nintendo Genesis from the Genesis collection. That was a decent game. I wasn't expecting a lot from it, but it's interesting at least, and very difficult. You can see how some retro games were, a bit rough sometimes. I'm almost also playing my usual Divinity Original Sin 2 with my friend. Finally found a way to grind in that game, and we're getting better. We're getting overpowered, and we're so upset at this point with the enemies that we're just getting stronger. Forget about the story. We just want to crush everybody because we suffer so much at the beginning.
The beginning of that game is so hard.
Yeah, but right now we're confident. We're gonna beat this thing. Awesome. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Cool, man. I tried Dragon Quest. I bought Dragon Quest Heroes 2 for really cheap the other day, and I tried it, and I don't think it's for me. I just I don't know. I'm just not really into that formula, I guess, where you're just like annihilating a million enemies coming at you. Yeah,
same thing, man. In the same way.
Yeah.
I love Dragon Quest, but yeah.
It's cool that they, the spinoff is there for people who enjoy it, but I don't think I will enjoy it at all. But yeah. I can go next. So I did finish 2 games. I finished Link's Awakening on Tuesday. Great game. I love that game.
Wasn't the ending so trippy?
It was.
It's like a whole bunch of emotions right there.
It's very bittersweet at the end for sure. Yeah. Won't go into it, but really enjoyed that game. It's just I love that engine. I want more Zelda games in that engine. So yeah. And then last night, so in preparation for some I have to work nights next week, and so I tried to stay up as late as I could last night in preparation. And at about 1:00 in the morning last night, I beat Horizon Zero Dawn. And that I was thinking about that today, and I think Horizon Zero Dawn is a 10 out of 10 game for me. I'm going back and I'm thinking, was there anything that I didn't like about the game? And I can't think of one single thing. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is just absolutely one of my favorite games on the PS4. And I'm so excited for the next game to come out. So
I need to play that game.
You really do. I mean, it's on PC now, so
such a good game.
You can have your mouse and keyboard.
Aloy is such a badass character.
I love Aloy. She's an incredible character.
She's definitely
she had me cracking up so many times because she's so sarcastic, and like when people like are giving her crap, like she just throws it right back at them, and she's great. So yeah, beat Horizon Zero Dawn, and then after that, I started this game in my background here, Death Stranding. That game is freaking weird, guys. It's just weird. It's like the whole beginning of the game is just like I'm just like, what is going on right now? I just don't. But that's also kind of the appeal of it as well, right? It's like
You're playing a game like it's a very unique game.
Yes, it's so like just some really random stuff. Like one of the first things you do in the game is you meet this girl and she just freaking like grabs this maggot and eats it, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like
So,
what?
so here's the fun part about that. On my wall at work, I have a sticker thing I found on Etsy that says a crypto bio a day keeps the time fall away. So I loved Death Stranding and everything in the game that doesn't make sense at the beginning. There's no plot holes that aren't tied up at the end.
Really?
Like the
That's good to
whole
know.
thing is, I love the story of that game so much. Like, just please stick with it till at
Yeah.
least you get across the river. If you don't like it at that point, then I will accept the fact that you don't like it.
Yeah. So yeah, going into it a little bit. So if you guys have followed this game at all, you know it's no secret that it's very polarized. I think there's a lot of people who love it and a lot of people who hate it. And I think I'm probably only like 3 hours into the game so far. And to me, it's like right now, it's kind of boring. I'll just say it. You basically are the UPS man in the apocalypse. You strap a bunch of cargo to your back and you walk and try not to fall on your ass in the process. but but at the same time, it's kind of and it's funny because there's a lot of depth to like making sure that the weight is balanced on your back, and there's making sure that the nothing gets damaged or anything, right? So it's kind of funny at the same time that they put so much emphasis on a game where you're just like this glorified shipping guy who's like just like puts 200 pounds on his back and walks clear across the United States.
Yeah, but that's the beginning. You see, that's how the beginning starts. After you get to a certain point, like everything, like there's combat, there's vehicles, there's construction, there's the story. God, the story in that game. If I could go back and play through, so I own the collector's edition of that game. I own the art book, like the hardcover art book. I bought a custom necklace on Etsy of the chiral necklace. Like, I absolutely love Death Stranding.
Yeah. So with that said, though, like for me, what's keeping me playing it is the world and the setting is extremely interesting.
You enjoy the having to take a piss, right?
Yes. Yes.
Make the mushrooms.
It's immersive. But yeah. So for me, I think what pushes it forward is the narrative is really good. There's a lot of good cutscenes, and like Callie is saying, I there seems to be a promise that it's going to get better. So, and I don't hate it. It's not fun to play is the thing. But
Yet.
yeah. So I will stick it out, I think.
And what's interesting if you play it online is I haven't done it myself, but from what I hear from people is things that people do inside the game will, like if someone puts up a ladder or builds a road, it's going to show up in your game, make it easier. So the people that played it from the beginning, when it was first launched, it was a lot harder than it is now.
Yep, I remember when I got it when it first came out and like played the heck out of it, and there was barely any other roads built, and like I was online, it was a lot harder, and it was exciting when you guys got enough materials together to extend a road piece because you knew you contributed to that, and you're like, oh yeah, I got the road farther now.
Yeah, one thing I do like about it is they have that what's called the BB. It's the baby that's in like the
piss jar.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And the crying of the baby actually comes through your controller. So to me, I like that because it's a little bit more immersive because the baby gets strapped to your chest, right? So the fact that that noise is coming out of your controller to me makes it feel more real, right? Because when the baby starts crying, then the ghosts are all like after you and stuff, right? So, um, yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm playing. That's one. Well, that's one of the games. I forgot about the other one. Another game I picked up is Crosscode on the Switch. Um, it is a very good. So the history of this game, it's been on PC for a while, and I played it back then. And just, I think it was beginning of July, it finally came out on consoles. And basically, it's a 2D action RPG with a lot of Zelda elements, puzzles, and stuff. And you are basically this girl in a virtual MMO, kind of like dot hack, Sword Art Online sort of thing. But it takes place in the real world is the difference. But you when you're in your avatar, you are playing in some location on the real world, and there's actually like people who work there and are like staff for the game, right? That makes it a little I guess kind of different from your stereotypical virtual MMO type of setting. But I really enjoy it. It's got really good RPG elements, leveling up, and the combat is extremely fluid. And I think what I like about it is it kind of recaptures the Super Nintendo era a little bit with its graphics and pixel art style. It looks a lot like Cosmic Star Heroine, and I don't know if it's made by the same team, but it reminds me a lot of that game, except it's an action RPG.
What console are you playing it on?
The Switch.
The Switch. I've been wanting to get Crosscode.
I think you guys would like it. There is a physical edition through Strictly Limited, and but I think that's actually a PAL version. And
it's region free.
Yeah, but yeah, I highly recommend it. I think you guys would really enjoy it. So
I think it is only $20, right?
And it's only $20 on the eShop.
That's not bad. Yeah.
So really, really entertaining game. I'm planning on a huge road trip over Labor Day, so I wanted to make sure I had a good Switch game to play.
I got it pre-ordered. You can't see it because of my camera, but I got the collector's edition and Crosscode pre-ordered for my Switch. No idea when I'll get it though.
Yeah, but yeah, you guys will definitely have to check it out at some point. It's a good game. But that's all for me. Ayanashi, did you get to play any games this week?
So I've been playing a game that has actually been pretty interesting. It's just, I love my grinding games, so I'm just grinding and buying a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays and games and putting them online to sell. And eventually I'm going to grind out a kitchen.
Nice.
So no, actually I've been playing a game. I recently, in one of my pickup videos, I came across at Movie Trading Company. They had a copy of Dragon Quest IX. Sentinels of the Starry Skies. This is like the first one where you can actually create your own character. You get to pick male, female, what you look like, and everything. And it's an enjoyable game. I haven't played it in 10 years, so I decided to go ahead and pop it in, and I'm playing it right now. I got maybe about 5 hours into it. That's all I've been played this week is about 5 hours of gaming. So
nice.
The game is so fun. Yeah, you can play with other people, right? Local multiplayer.
You could do multiplayer and online if you have No, you can still do online.
Okay.
There's the way to do it on your DS where you have to basically you put in your own you put a certain set of domain controllers in there, not domain controllers, DNS servers in there that when it tries to query the the name, it actually redirects it to a different set of servers, and it'll connect you to people that play this. So yeah,
Cool.
it's just a ton of fun with it. It's funny. I just got a battle with a slime and a Drakey. My first tattoo ever, and this Drakey is going to be my next one. I'm going to get the Drakey next to a slime. So
Nice.
when the pool season's over, because I can't. It's like for my birthday last year, I got the slime tattoo, and the guy's like, "Okay, no swimming for at least a month." I'm like, but I just got my pool ready. He's like, "Yeah, the chlorine's going to destroy it," so I couldn't swim for like a month. So a few months, I'll get my next one.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Wait till wintertime.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been playing that, and hopefully I'll be able to play some more. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I still need to get into Dragon Quest IX. I have it, but I haven't. I played it for like an hour, but I need to get into it.
Yeah, this is my sealed copy, and this is the reason why I didn't play it again, because I don't know where my other one was, but I found a open copy there for $25. So I opened it up, and it was already opened. I just decided to play it again. I've been wanting to play it for a while.
Nice.
Good stuff. And Callie.
Well, like normal, everything I play right now is being streamed. So if you guys have seen my channel, you'll know what I've been playing.
Except for DDR.
Yeah,
apparently.
except for DDR. I do not stream that. That'd be very hard to stream.
You lied to us.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. So, you guys forgot the most important thing. On Tuesday, we played Fall Guys together as a team. We had 4 of us. Nick was there. It was
I'm out.
Yep. We played Fall Guys for like 3 hours, and it was so hilarious.
I was laughing so hard.
It was so funny. I played I think I won twice. Did I win twice? I almost won 3 times, I think. It was pretty fun. I hated it when I played it by myself, but with you guys, that's a whole different experience. I love it. I hope we do that again. Lane and I played it last night after I played Windbound. Fun fact, Windbound is trash. There's nothing fun about it. There's no fun factor. I would rather drink an entire bottle of laxative than have to sit through that game again. I mean, it's so boring. There's nothing to do in the game other than, okay, I have to go to where the thing tells me to go before I starve to death and kill things. God, the game is so bad, and I'm so mad at myself that I can't return it. So if I'm going to try out weird games again, I'm buying them on Steam so I can return them. Fun fact, I learned a lesson. Do not buy games that you're not sure you're going to like on PS4. We also bought Crystal Chronicles Remastered, and because some people weren't able to make it yesterday, we didn't play it. But I'm hoping that we can get together and try out Crystal Chronicles. You guys could download it for free. I own the full version, so we just have to schedule a time, play together. I'd like to have it at least once so we can give our thoughts on it. And I've played some more Ghost of Tsushima. I got I'm almost done with the quest where you have to kill the 5 Straw Hat people. I finished that.
Duels.
So yeah, the duels. I finished that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on some different trophies and stuff. Those streams are not super popular. I think the game's kind of died off.
The hype for it is gone.
The hype is gone, but I'm going to keep playing it. I want to get that to be my first platinum. I have no platinums. There's games I've completed 100% on systems that don't have trophies, but I've never actually got a platinum trophy on the PS3 or 4, so that'll be my first. I'll stick with it, probably. There's a good chance I will. So that's what I've been playing. I am really excited for Genshin Impact at the end of September. I hope it doesn't disappoint me.
That's soon, actually. We're almost on September, yeah.
Tuesday.
Let's go.
I played Crystal Chronicles for 1 hour on single player and not a fan, but I think it will be fun to play with other people.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I think we're gonna have fun with that one. Definitely, Kylie. I'm down for that.
Do you know what also is fun? Playing with other people?
I'm afraid to ask.
Colonoscopies.
No.
Okay, fine.
I don't know about you guys. I wouldn't want to have a colonoscopy with a group. You imagine that? Go in a doctor's office, there's like 4 other people.
Is that something
Doctors,
you can do in Surgeon Simulator?
That's so good.
Question,
That's
actually.
so good.
You don't do a colonoscopy by yourself. Someone's doing it to you. So,
Is that a challenge? I think that's a challenge.
Is that game multiplayer?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that would
no.
be a freaking hilarious stream.
Yeah. All right. Short story. Very short. Okay. Someone might appreciate this. So we were planning on doing a maintenance at work, and our DBA guy's like just really hesitant of not wanting to do this maintenance. He's like, no, and he's just not wanting to tell us something. He's like, all right, listen, guys. Monday, I'm going to have a colonoscopy. So all weekend, I'm going to be drinking this stuff and blowing my brains out through the wrong end. And he's like, okay, so, and then people just like, they just kind of like, yeah, they didn't make any jokes about it, and until they said, all right, so when on Saturday, Don's going to go ahead and do the data dump, just making jokes like that about, dumping the database and,
That's good.
I don't know. It was just a really, really, like, we were just dying laughing so hard in the meeting.
There's so many things you can say about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Data dumps, and that was like 12 years ago when that happened, and we still talk about data dumps all the time.
Yeah. As a software guy, I extra appreciate that joke. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, we are going to move into our Q&A session. So we need questions.
We actually think we have one, but I'm not sure if
Did we have one?
That was meant for us or from Juan. So he said, so how short can a story get?
Well, I mean, isn't there that RPG you have to beat in like 30 seconds or 60 seconds or whatever?
Half Minute Hero?
That's it. Oh, 30 seconds. Yeah.
That seems
so there you go.
So I guess is he meaning like how short of an arc is too short? Maybe.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
or did he say how short of a story that I was going to say?
Oh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, maybe we need a little. It looks like we have one from Nabil, and maybe
go for it.
It's a little extra context for that. So Nabil asks, I believe Death Stranding could work as a weird yet great movie. Kojima has mentioned his interest in directing films. What games, story, or characters do you think would work as a movie plot?
Dude, I know who would be a good character to play the main guy in Death Stranding. That dude who's Daryl, the crossbow guy in Walking Dead. I think he would be pretty good.
Norman Reedus.
Yeah,
he'd be
that's
a great.
Dude. Yeah,
he'd be great.
He'd be perfect main character for Death Stranding.
I think that Mads Mikkelsen would also be a really good player to. I can't explain who he is in the game, but he'd be great at playing that as well. As far as actual games that could have good stories, I gotta say, I think that Skies of Arcadia could make a good short series. Because, I mean, your Sky Pirates, they could take out the random battles and stuff and have it to where you're basically, helping Fina get through her series. I mean, I think Skies of Arcadia would be an interesting, TV miniseries. But I gotta say, the TV show into real life, someone on Twitter earlier made a post saying that, I understand what Netflix did with season 6 of Black Mirror. They just made it 2020 instead, so we're all living it. And I was like, yeah, it's not that bad. What do you guys think? Panty party? All right.
I think I know there's an anime, but I think I would really enjoy a Mass Effect TV series that takes place in the Mass Effect universe.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah. I don't know if you guys are Mass Effect fans. I might be the only one.
I'm not a fan.
I love Mass Effect.
I've heard so many good things about, especially Mass Effect 2, but I haven't tried them myself.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2 is probably my favorite Western RPG I've ever played.
In my case, I will say a story on a JRPG that, because of the plot twist and the stuff and the characters, that could be a good movie or a TV show or an anime series. Tales of Berseria for me. Tales of Berseria is so dark, but at the same time, you get to know the characters so well. Probably the strongest part of that game, the story.
Yeah.
Because the battle system is not that great, but the story is, yeah.
Guys, how do we not mention The Legend of Zelda?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good one. I think I would like games that maybe aren't really super focused on story, but have a lot of good lore. If you want to take the extra, like maybe Dark Souls even. Like Dark Souls is not a very story focused game, but there is a ton of lore that you can find through items and stuff. And if you like read a lot of the things you come across. So yeah, something like Dark Souls or Zelda, where they go into the lore a lot more than you can actually find in the game, I think would be.
Oh, I got it, because they did it. Final Fantasy 15. The movie's just better.
Yeah. Yeah, I could really say any game that has a lack of story or massive plot holes, make a TV show and fill in some of those.
Oh, they already did The Witcher, so I was happy with that one.
All right, we got another question.
Have you guys seen that? Have you guys all seen The Witcher?
No.
On Netflix?
Zero interest.
It's very good.
Day one.
It's very good.
Yeah, it was.
I know Callie's not a big Witcher fan, but
anyone who's going to watch it, it's confusing, the whole timeline. They did a very confusing thing, but if you just think of everything with Geralt is the past. If it doesn't have Geralt, then it's not the past.
Yeah.
Then it makes it so much easier.
They don't explain anything like that,
I don't think it's going to be like that moving forward. I think
they flat out said they're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, because I believe I haven't read the books, but the first part of the books is a bunch of short stories. So, it kind of makes maybe people who weren't super familiar with Witcher were turned off of it, but I think they were trying to stay true to the.
So we actually have some more questions. Yeah. So I want to read. I'll read the next one. So Kiss asked, I can't talk. Which would you consider? It does demonetize. Which would you consider better RPG story writing, a tragic death, or the ultimate betrayal?
For me, it's easy.
I love that. That's a great question.
Great question. Yeah.
Rad, you go first.
I'm a Suikoden fan, so you know the answer. The ultimate betrayal for sure. That's the way to go. I mean, yeah, tragic deaths could be like shocking and yeah, for sure. Depending on how the characters are developed before that, but sometimes like plot twists, betrayals that you don't see coming, for me, they're more appealing.
So I think the way Persona 5 did it, like I didn't expect the pancake incident. Like if you guys, those of you that played Persona 5, you know what I mean about the pancakes. Yeah. Like that scene and just when that happened, that just blew my mind. And I was like, this is good writing. I like this. And the biggest twist, like Death Stranding, the writing in that game, just Lane, you have to play it, okay? You started, don't stop.
I will keep playing it.
There's so many twists. It's so twisty.
That's a tough one. I think I like both as long as they're not too heavily foreshadowed. If they're predictable, it's just like. but if they're unpredictable, that's what makes them good for sure.
What do you think, Einashi?
It still made me upset playing Final Fantasy VII.
I know. I didn't see that coming at all.
No,
Yeah. Yep.
that just really bummed me out, and it just made me like. I kept on playing. It's like maybe she'll come back. Maybe. Wait, never? Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like the first time I did something like that in a game. It was very impactful.
Yeah, that one really
Yeah.
did hit you hard emotionally right there.
Yeah. If you guys have, so I played Legend of Dragoon before Final Fantasy VII, so there is also a pretty tragic death in the beginning of that game, and I think that hit me pretty hard as a kid.
Yeah, but you get another green guy, so it's fine.
Shh. Some people have not played that game yet.
They're
Hey,
fine.
what you guys are
You know
talking
what? Forget about it's so annoying. It's like, oh, you can't spoil a game. Like, well, the game is,
It's
literally
old. Yeah, it's old.
over 20 years old.
So there's another question. Ram asked, anyone else who's played a lot of Harvest Moon, what Harvest Moon has the best story and characters? Oh boy, that's a rad question.
Rad.
All right. So, in terms of the story, I will say, A Wonderful Life for the GameCube. I think that's also for the PS4 right now. Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. If you want characters, you gotta go with the remake. I played the Game Boy Advance version of the game, Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. But the remake on the Switch, I mean, you have so many choices. So yeah, that will be a good one in my opinion for characters.
Okay,
Stardew Valley, the best Harvest Moon.
That's also a good answer. Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Yeah,
So-
no, but
It's a good game. It's a good game.
yeah, it is a
but
good
it's-
game. It is a good game.
It's not Harvest
So
Moon, but
there's another question that Hope asked, Breath of the Wild. If the four of you were stranded on an island, but before being stranded, you could only bring one of 3 games to play for all eternity, which would you pick? Trazia, Draken, or Time and Eternity? That's
such
God.
a effing troll.
I'm gonna pick Time and
are-
Eternity.
He is labeled our troll of our community.
I gotta say, I would pick Time and Eternity because I pre-ordered it and I haven't played the other games.
I'm not even familiar with the other two.
Yeah, I will pick Draken because I could just grind forever in the desert island without not worrying about anything else and just grinding on the first square forever and then making the game less unbalanced, I guess.
Yeah.
Eventually.
So
I like Nabil's comment. Probably just play with sand is the best answer.
So if we are stranded and we have clothes, then I would try to fashion a noose and jump off a palm tree.
So I actually have a question for you guys. I didn't want to type it because I'm lazy. If you could go back and experience any one game again without knowing the story as you do now from the ending, which game would that be?
Oh man. That's a hard one, Callie. I need preparation.
Dragon Quest
Okay.
11.
So I think what we do is we save that for a different week topic.
That could be it. That could
I
be
think
it.
that's a really good topic, and I'd want to put some thought into it.
So think about it. That'll be an upcoming topic one week because I'm really curious on that. Don't
I
say
really think about it. I really think about the stories of the games I've played. I'll try not to pick my favorite game ever. So
Yeah, I'm very inclined to just pick The Legend of Dragoon since it's my favorite, but I should probably spice it up a little bit.
Ooh, that's a good question, one. Out of all the retro games that are not RPGs, which one would you pick to turn into an RPG?
Ooh.
Sing it! Sing it! I don't know.
That's a good question. Let me see.
Oh,
I don't like these. They make me have to think.
Do you? So, for example, do you consider Mega Man an RPG? I don't think so. It is more a platformer.
they have Mega Man RPGs.
Yeah, they do.
But I was thinking more about like Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo or something like that. But yeah.
But okay, is it just taking a game and add RPG elements, or is it just taking the world and make it into an RPG? Like, for example, there's Super Mario RPG on the SNES, which is where they take characters in that world and turn it into an RPG.
Right.
Not turn a particular game into an RPG, just take that character and world into an RPG.
Or like a RPG that takes place in that universe.
Yeah,
I guess, which is kind of what you're saying, Einashi.
Yeah, just is it one or the other? Is it just converting a game into one, or is it just
Do you know what I would like to? Now that I think about it, like those ROMs that you have, Einashi. For the Super Nintendo, like a version of that of A Link to the Past, but turn-based combat. But
okay,
a different story, of course, but the same like sprites and clearly influenced by it.
Make a turn-based Zelda game is what you're wanting,
right? Because we can agree that maybe Zelda is not entirely an RPG, if it is an RPG at all. I see it more as action adventure, probably.
I think I've got a good one. Kirby.
Ooh.
Okay.
A turn-based Kirby to where you can eat enemies and become like a blue mage.
Does Kirby and Mario share the same hammer?
Hammer. I don't know.
Well, the Mario from Donkey. I mean the hammer from like Donkey Kong. Or even the Mario Brothers original one, wasn't it? Did that game have a hammer?
I don't remember, but Kirby would be a good turn-based for sure. If you had a choice between 4K 30, I'm going to choose 1440 144 because that's what I built my computer to do.
Oh my, okay. So between those two choices,
1080 60.
1080 60, yeah.
Absolutely. Frame rate over resolution all the time.
I'll tell you right now, 144 frames per second with a G-Sync monitor. There's not many games that I played Far Cry 5 like that, and I didn't love the game. The game was okay, but playing it that smooth was really fun.
You know what, Callie? You should try classic WoW like that.
I played what is it? Whatever's out right now. I just quit playing Warcraft in February, and I played it, and it was like 100 frames per second stable in raids at max graphics. So yeah, I did that. It was great.
I'm still trying to think of what game I would like as an RPG.
I am too.
That's still stuck on.
Because like the games I'm thinking of, I don't feel like really would fit well. Like I'm thinking like games I played when I was a kid, like Crash and Spyro, and I just don't see it.
I could see a Crash like RPG somehow.
That might be kind of entertaining.
In the same spirit as a Mario RPG.
Yeah. I could get into that.
Yeah, I'm looking at my shelf and Bloody Roar.
Yeah.
Oh, Bloody Roar. Any of the fight. Blaze Blue. Yep, Blaze Blue is an RPG. That'd be what I'd pick.
Doom.
Ooh.
That's like the whole point. It's just shooting crap.
I guess going way back to the guilty pleasure question, I almost pick the Atelier series as well.
But that's I was like, that is an RPG. So
That is an RPG. Yeah.
No, but I mean, going that. Never mind. I just had a random thought about that topic we had.
Oh yeah,
What about-
yeah.
What about Surgeon Simulator as an RPG?
no.
You level up from not like.
How did you get experience though? in
Not
that
killing
game?
someone? Performing the correct surgery.
So I've actually played Surgeon Simulator in VR, and that shit is tough.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Any other questions? Anybody have anything else they'd like to ask? Last part of the Q&A for the day.
Man, I really wish Surgeon Simulator was multiplayer. That would be so fun to play together.
Who's gonna hold the sucky hose?
You know, I could tell you a game that would be good as a turn-based RPG, and that's the Ys series. Because it's action, but there's a lot of cool moves. I think it would be good to have a turn-based Ys.
Yeah, I would be down for that. Or I mean, I think there is an East Tactics already, a really bad one, right?
Yeah, there is.
Only in Japan.
Only in Japan, yeah.
So maybe this, because I'm tired of hearing that Dark Souls is a effing RPG. Make that into an RPG. And I still probably wouldn't play it.
You know what?
Actually, it's an RPG.
I would like to see like One Punch Man be just an RPG. That would be cool. I like to go back to the Naruto games. If you guys remember, they made some action RPG type Naruto games. They were great, and they stopped.
Path of the Ninja.
Yep, and then there was Broken Bond. Like I
Yes.
want
Xbox 360.
Bleach. I want Bleach like that, or Full Metal Alchemist like that. That's what I want.
I still need to play Fairy Tail.
Yeah, I'm on episode like 170. I just finished the part where Urza decided to take on the entire tower.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
crazy. I was like,
That
wow.
was great. Oh, loved it.
Yeah, and right now I think Loxus is fighting whoever and the other things. That's where I'm at.
I enjoyed that story arc.
Yeah,
Good
Urza,
stuff.
that was crazy.
Watch Fairy Tail. Watch it. You get so tied up with those characters, and it's so good.
Have you guys tried the Sword Art Online games? Are they
Yes,
any good at all?
I own like half of them.
If you're a fan of the anime,
yes.
will you enjoy it?
I love the anime.
Okay.
It's great. The first one, the one I played the most, which is going to come as a shock to literally everyone that knows me, is the one on PlayStation Vita. Hollow Realization or whatever. I played the heck of that. I played that so much on the Vita. It was very fun.
It's on PS4 too.
Yeah, it is
Yep.
called Re, with a Re before the word.
Yep, but I played it on the Vita handheld. I think I imported it actually.
Mm.
I haven't played those games.
They're good. Do you like the anime? That anime? Not Dot Hack.
I've only seen the first one. The first.
Then that's all that matters. The rest of it is questionable.
So I will say the first half of the season is amazing, then it gets bad, and then it gets amazing again. The first season only. I'm talking about the first season, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I'm with Rad there.
Yeah, I would say Ram, if you don't like the anime, no, it wouldn't be. It's the same as Fairy Tail. Like if I didn't love the Fairy Tail characters, I don't think I would enjoy the game. But getting to play them and doing Fire Dragon Iron Fist at things face, it's so cool.
It's funny.
I just wish I had the English voice actors because they're so good in that series.
That's the only
want
part
it.
that's bums me out is I want to hear Natsu and Urza,
Yeah, I just want Urza to just like insult like everybody. And I just want Gray to complain about having to wear clothes all the time. I just want to hear the voice actors do that.
Should I go over to their office? They're only a few miles away.
Yeah, go kick them. Be like, do it. Get on it.
Knock on their door.
Like, can we crowdfund it? Like, tell them to do a Kickstarter to do a patch. I'll chip in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I haven't seen any other questions come through. Should we call it a night?
So what games are coming out this week?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me go look.
I think Lane mentioned that the remaster of Kingdoms of Amalur is coming, right?
Okay,
That
here we go.
is September 8th, so I guess not quite
Stuff
next
this week.
That's my birthday.
Oh,
Let's
really?
go.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got Aerie and the Secret of Seasons. No idea what that is. Crusader Kings 3. The Elder Scrolls Online Stonethorn DLC. Hitman 1 and 2 on Stadia for all of, like, 2 people that play Stadia. MX and versus ATV on Switch. Cookout a Sandwich Tale PC VR. Whatever WRC 9 is. Doraemon Story of Seasons. Some people in the chat may be interested in Doraemon. And of course, Marvel's Avengers comes out this week. So if you are interested in that horrible looking game, by all means, go buy it. The game that I'm excited for is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered.
Ooh.
That's coming out September 4th. And it looks like September 8th. They have Kingdoms of Amalur, Re-Reckoning. They have the Avicii and Vector Encore Edition coming to Switch. If you're an Avicii fan like I am, it's a good rhythm game. It's pretty tough, actually. I was surprised. The controls are weird. And you have one more game on the 8th, Okunoka Madness. And that's it. So Marvel's Avengers, Tony Hawk this week.
So, Dragon Quest 9 for me then.
I'll
Yeah.
still be playing Death
What about
Stranding.
Fairy Tail, Ain? You could play Fairy Tail.
I gotta concentrate on one game, and I don't have that much time.
Did you beat Xenoblade yet?
No, I got distracted. So my problem with Xenoblade right now is that I have a timed quest that I can't figure out, and I'm just been lazy to not look it up. So, and I like to do every single quest that I come along as I progress, and so I'm just stuck in an area. I don't know.
Which area are you in?
I am inside the Mechanis. Just got inside of it.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty far in.
So
Yeah.
I do need to beat that game. I was been debating, if I should just say screw trying to, complete every quest and just beat the game, put it down, get it over with, and move on with my life and never touch it again.
There's a question. Do you guys like micromanagement? So that is like one of my favorite things about Trails of Cold Steel is the amount of system time you have to stay in the menus and go through everything and min-max. Okay, I'm a World of Warcraft player. So min-maxing is like, it's addictive. So I like micromanagement.
I don't like tedious things.
I don't hate it.
It depends.
I don't hate it, yeah, but I like simple systems.
It depends on how convoluted the equipment system is. Like, for example, I think I really like Tales of Berseria, but the equipment system in that game is atrocious. So, like, on that game, like, I don't even care hardly. But, like, a game like, say, one equipment system that comes to mind that I really like is Final Fantasy IX, where you equip the armor and then you learn the skill after you get so many points on that, and then once it maxes out, then you can unequip it and you can retain that either a passive ability or a spell, whatever.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, that's a good
cool.
design. Yeah.
I really, really like that that type of system. There's another game that did that. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think it might have been a Tales game. Vesperia, maybe. I think Tales of Vesperia did that too. But anyway, that's another thing. But to answer the question, it depends on the simplicity of the system.
I think didn't Final Fantasy Tactics do something like that, or it was some tactics game that did that. But anyways,
the Final Fantasy 9-esque system you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe
see,
not tactics.
I did not like it in Cold Steel 3 when you had to set up your party and then set up another party like 5 minutes later, and then set up another party like 5 minutes later, and set up another party 5 minutes later. That's too much. Like, that's overboard. I like getting my party perfect and then leaving it alone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to mess with it.
At least, Callie, one thing that I do like that they have is that with just pressing the I don't know what they call that big button in the center of the PS4 controller, but just by pressing that button, it unequips everybody, right? Or that character, which makes it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, it's still bad.
You can either try and do it yourself, or you can do the auto equip.
I just want to make it to where I can save a rollout. Like, I just want to be able to say, here's the quartz and stuff I want, save it, and then when I go back to the character again, I want you to try to equip that again.
That would be
nice.
It's
20. Have loadouts.
I wish Xenoblade had equip best armor thing.
Yeah, that would be great.
Optimize,
I mean, right now, I go through maybe I'll look at armor maybe once every 10 levels. You just get so much of it, just all the different drops and quests and merchants. It's just too much.
It's way better in that version, though. In the Wii version of Xenoblade, it's a nightmare. You're in the menus for 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I gotta say that's bad. I'll agree. Okay, I don't like micromanagement, but I like complicated systems. How about that?
Okay, yeah. You just don't like the tedious stuff.
Right, but I like it to be very complicated.
I mean, my favorite franchise is probably Dragon Quest, and Dragon Quest is known because of how simple things are for most of the part, especially on the early games. You just have an attack button, magic button, equip this, equip that, sell whatever you don't want, and that's it.
Yeah. I like the I don't know if I'd call it a skill tree, but I'm going to call it a skill tree anyway, system that they have in 8 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably more of a skill tree in 11 than it is in 8, but because in 8 it's very linear. Like, if you're going down one branch, it's like you just have to pick the next option, sort of thing. Like if you're going for a sword build or whatever. But yeah, I agree with you, Rad, though. That it is it's simple and not overly convoluted.
I mean, if they do a good job explaining what you have to do,
I think there's a difference between being complex and being convoluted. Like, you can have a complex system, like Callie is saying that she likes, but make it intuitive. Don't make it hard to understand. You don't need to have to read 15 tutorials to understand how to play the freaking game.
So something I like about Persona 5, for example, is that there's a lot of tutorials, but they're well paced, in contrast to something like Star Ocean 5, for example, where the first hour is tutorials completely, and I want to play the game,
Right. And the thing about Persona 5 is it's such a long game that I'm glad that they take the time to teach you everything well. Because that 10 hours you spend in the tutorial, and it's not, I wouldn't really even call it a tutorial level. It's just they are kind of, here and there, like you said, it's well paced. And I'm glad that they take that time, 10 hours for the 100 hours that you'll be playing.
Right, yeah. But
Right,
it is well paced. Yeah, it is well paced.
Yeah.
You get what you need at the moment, and then you play, and then I don't know, 30 minutes later you get something else, and yeah,
Right.
I like that.
I agree.
So I'm going to read it just because it's a question in chat. I don't want to read it, but I'm not reading it. No one likes microtransactions. Companies, if there's anyone that works in the gaming industry listening to this at all, if you put microtransactions in your game that aren't like super cheap or like a theme, like I love buying themes that are like 99 cents. I will pay 99 cents for a really cool animated theme. Or I will pre-order your game if I get something really cool with it. Don't make me pay for stuff with real money. Just let me play the damn game.
Mm-hmm.
I like how World of Warcraft did it. You just got a bunch of cosmetic crap.
Yeah, but what if that cosmetic stuff's super cool? Have you,
Get it?
like, there's really cool outfits in the Fairy Tail game. I'm not spending $4 for one of them.
Yeah, I absolutely hate microtransactions. And it just shows that most of them are just make it really incomplete games. Especially if you have to do pay to win ones. Ugh. It's like, oh, you could either grind on this game for 500 hours, or you just spend $50 and you just finish it. You get whatever. You don't have to spend the 500 hours doing it. I think there was a game like Magic 101 or something like that, some old free MMO that was a free-to-play MMO, and they had like the set of armor. They're like, oh, you can't get anything in our shop for free. But then they calculated how long it would take someone to do it, and it was like 500 days just to be able to get the armor that is like $50. Yeah, and that stuck with me. It's just like, yeah, that's when I found that out, I just said, yeah, I'm done with that game. I'm not going to play it. Even though it was pretty crappy anyway, so I forget which one it was.
Well, guys, I think it's getting decently late, so I think we're probably a good time to close things out. So once again, reminder, this week we do have 2 contests running. The second one's not up yet. I'll put it up tomorrow morning. The first one is donated by Kiss. It is a Steam key for A Plague Tale Innocence. And Hope / The Eternal Troll Breath of the Wild.
Thank you, guys.
Has donated a copy of, there's 2 games actually, but we'll hold off one for now. Carrion for Switch that we will be giving away a digital key for. So thank you guys so much for donating the prizes, which kind of sucks because I want Carrion, but I can't win it because I'm part of the show. But yeah.
Can you though?
That one's a pretty cool looking game. It's like you're the opposite of you're basically the monster, and you have to get bigger, and it's like a Metroidvania type of game.
Yes, it is. So be sure to enter that. Check us out on social media at Eternia Archives. The rest of our information is down in the description below. You can also find us on Discord. So please, if you're interested in our content, check out our Discord in the description below. And I think that's it. So you guys have a great rest of the day.
Thanks for watching.